Okay, got another jig made up. This is version 2. Definitely went with a larger, I guess more dramatic curve there. So we'll see what happens. Before it was actually up here a little bit more, so we've tightened that curve a little bit. So hopefully that works, and just redid this this part a little bit more as well. So we'll see how that turns out. Got ready to put my piece in. We are at 212, so I'm gonna pop that in, and then we'll see what happens here. Okay, so my second version of the steam bending jig did do a lot better job. You can see this is the first one. This would be that curve. This is my second jig that I used. You can see a lot better of a bend there, but right here it needs to come down a little bit more and then come up. So still not getting what the result that I was wanting. I put it up on the delivery car. It did lay a lot better, but you're still having to bend it down to be able to touch the framing. So still not too happy with that. So I made a third jig and went through and I addressed a couple issues that I was having. For one, I was not getting enough spacing in between. So now I left spacing for the wood itself. And coming down farther, and then getting a little bit more sharper of a curve here now, as where before we had it here and it was just kind of running straight and then it was running up. So I'm gonna make that curve a little bit sharper, hopefully get that piece in there, what I was wanting. And then same with the C section here, where that crown comes over. I tightened this up even more. Before I had it down here, and then I made it a little like that, so it kind of bent more. But I think what I need to do is just kind of get a little bit more tighter of a curve. So I went ahead, did that, and then also coming down again, leaving my spacing. And then I also I noticed also what I was having a problem with was I wasn't able to get some clamps down here, so added some blocking, hopefully to get some clamps. I can clamp here, I can clamp here now, and then of course just clamp on down. So I think that's going to do a little bit better. When we were bending this second piece, because I was having a problem trying to get it in there, we panicked a little bit and I had to pull that piece out in order to get it in. So that wasn't good. And then I started rushing, and I don't know if you can see, it started to split because I was rushing and I was bending that a little too fast, and it started to split. So definitely got to take your time with this, but it's a learning curve, that's for sure. But now, let me move these here. Now with this piece here, I have enough room that I can slip my piece in, and then also down here as well. I have enough room now, so I'm not going to be fighting this, trying to get that in there. I'll be able to slip it in, and then we can start bending that and clamping what we need. So I think this is going to work a lot better. We'll see how well the curve bends on this one. But we definitely got a sharper curve here, so that's gonna, I think, gonna lay out a lot better where we need it to. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna hopefully have another day that I'll be able to get a piece cut and get it in the steam tube. So we'll catch up with you again. Okay, I just put my third test piece in. This is version number 3 for our steam bending jig, and as you can see, clearly made that a lot more sharper of a of a curve there, tighter curve there, so that hopefully when that springs back, that'll give me my piece that I need. And then of course over here as well, went with a lot tighter curve. So the changes that I made for this worked out a lot better. Still was able to get it right in there, but a lot smoother this time. It went in a lot better and got them all clamped. So we'll see how this turns out as soon as it cools off. Okay, so I got my third test piece done, which is here at the top, and it is a lot better, as you can see, than from what we had. So this was my first piece, not much. Second piece, a little bit better on the curve, but still needed a lot better. This one here, third one, that one really came out well with what I'm looking for. Only thing is right here, this little section right here, it doesn't need to be as sharp. So I need to take that down a little bit. So it's right here is where it's at. So I'm thinking if I can soften this up a little bit, I'm thinking that'll help with that. So we'll see. Let me put the piece up on the delivery car and I'll show you here. Okay. All right. So as you can see, from what we're looking at here, this is a lot better shape than what it was. So see, it's right here is where I'm having a little trouble. Let me get that on there. So it's just too much of a curve right here. As you can see it right there. So I need to kind of soften that up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, that's not putting that much tension on that. So that's looking really, really good. So we'll try it again, just modify that jig a little bit and see where that puts us, but we are getting a lot closer. Okay, this is version 4. The issue I was having was this curve. It was here originally, so I changed it. I brought it over and just to kind of give it a little bit more of a bend. So I was able to make a top piece here with scraps of stuff I got laying over there. But one good thing, and I'm leaving this one here the same, because I wanted to test this one first. So this one's staying the same for right now. But I did notice that when I put this on the roof, I clamped it down, and this morning when I checked it, it was actually really good. I mean, you can see there how good that's laying already. The only thing is, we get up here, again, this is laying pretty good. You know, that's like one finger. I mean, that's not much at all. But when we get up here, you can see it's still kind of a little high. So that's the reason why I brought that curve down a little bit more. So I'm guessing that maybe after I take these out of the form, if I bring them over to the delivery car, and then if I were to clamp these to the rail here, it kind of takes more of the form of it. So that seems to be a really interesting thing. Now when I move this over, because this is on the rail part, but when I move this over to where these the bows are, I mean, that's looking really, really good. Again, just at the top there, towards the front, it's just not coming down. So hopefully this next version here is gonna give me what I want as far as with that curve there towards the front. But I am really pleased with this so far, because these are just gonna take a nail right in between there and go in there. Of course, all of these will have to be drilled, pre-drilled for the nails. So, but I'm really really excited about that. Okay, we are now at version 4 of my steam bending jig. What I did is I tightened this curve up a little bit more, hopefully to give it a little bit more of a bend. This is where it would have been previously before. I had enough scrap stuff laying over there to get what I needed to get cut here. So I'm going to try this one here. If we need to go a little bit farther, I'll take this line here, but I'm thinking it's probably not going to need that dramatic of a curve there. This one we're leaving the same for right now, because I was pretty happy with what's going on with that for right now. I did want to show you here something that I found very interesting. Is after I took that piece out that I did last night, I clamped it to the roof here, and it kind of took more of the shape of the car, the roof section. So I was really happy with that. I mean, because there's not much here as far as, I mean, I got one finger there, and that's pretty good. There's not a lot of pressure there. Even up here, you can see. Yeah, look how much it's laying on there, and again, just got one finger there. You can see just there towards the front where it needs to come down a little bit more, because I'm getting still some spring back. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to try that one in the new jig there and see what happens. Now, I moved these over here to the bows, because you will have a piece here that'll ride on the rail on either side, and then they'll start getting spaced. But even on the bows here, it looks really good. So I'm pretty pleased with that so far. Again, just having to come down a little bit. So we are getting so close with having the jig where it needs to be. So my 4th version here of the steam bending jig actually yielded a better result. As you can see, coming down, this would have been version 3, and now this is version 4. So definitely more of a better result there. And then taking it up onto the delivery car as well. This is actually a lot better. As we can see, it a lot better there. So again, not a lot of pressure at all to put that on there. So that's really good. I think that's where I'm going to have to be with it, especially when you get when we line them up here on these other rails. You can see how well that's sitting up there, especially up here. I mean, that's really good. I mean, that's barely anything. So I'm really pleased with that. I think that's what I'm gonna stick with, and I'm gonna still test out a piece of quarter round here for the sides, but we'll see how that works out. I want to give you a sneak peek here of what the metal will look like once it's on the sides here. I used some poster board just to start mocking things up, make some patterns, see what I have to do for bends and things like that. Really the only major bends that will have to be done is when we get towards the bottom here, since this kind of swoops in. But if you can remember, on those floors, they have an angle cut to them. And so this lower section here of where we'll have the metal, it'll have to be bent, and then we'll have to make a flange to be able to nail from the bottom there. So that'll just be a 90-degree bend there. So it'll require a couple bends there to get everything where it needs to be for that. The upper section here, it's just completely straight and flat, and then you'll just require cutting the shape out for the C-section there. I want to show you a section here that you can sometimes see on some of the reproduction delivery cars. This section up here where the metal comes, it comes to a point, and that's because that's that frame of that C-section. But some of the reproduction ones you'll see, they'll take this thing and they'll continue on, and you can tell it doesn't look correct when you're looking at it. The roof line doesn't look right. But the way Ford did it is that metal just went to that point there, and then there will be a piece of, it's a half oval molding that'll come up around this, and it will get cut. And then there's a drip edge molding that'll come, and those two will intersect, and then that drip edge just continues on down. And that drip edge has to be steam bent, just same as the roof slats. So that's how that one works out. And then there's a molding again that comes down here in the middle, and that will cover the seams between the two panels, because you'll have a metal panel down here, metal panel up here, and those will be nailed onto that that long rib that goes all the way down there, and that metal molding will cover that as well. Then again, there's some moldings that come down here, half oval again, one along down here along the bottom, and then same going up here, and then it just dies right into that that drip edge there as well. Let me show you the back here, what those things will look like as well. Those ovals aren't exact as what they should be. I just kind of mocked them just so I could see what that would look like. The holes actually will be up higher, probably about right here somewhere. Is where the top of the window will be. And I'm waiting on getting the frames done. So once I get those in, I should be able to start laying out some other things. Here on the back as well, there's some half oval trim that just goes around, and it will cover all those areas where the metal has been nailed on. So you'll have one coming down, going all the way down, and then along the bottom. Same for on this side, but here in the middle, you're gonna have a wider piece of half oval, and those pieces will just die right into that. But again, that half oval, the larger one, is so that way it'll hold this side of the door shut, so it'll be affixed to this side. And so when you go to shut those doors, that's what just keeps this this door shut there as well. So you know, again, when all this gets done, this is what you'll see. You'll see all the exposed wood on the inside here, and then the metal. You'll see the exposed metal there on the inside. But of course, all this will be painted. The metal will be painted, and then the wood will be stained. Same on the inside there as well. You'll still see the exposed wood, and then the metal that'll be painted on that. So it's going to be a little bit of a process once I get the metal all cut out and put on there, trial and fit everything. And once we got everything where we want it to be, then I will paint the insides of those metal pieces, the door sections, the sides, affix them to the body for the last time, and then everything will be prepped and ready for paint on the exterior. Here where the metal meets up with the top roof rail, Again, that drip edge comes along there, runs along the back here. You know, it rests here on top of that piece there, so it just follows this line right on over, and so it covers that seam. And so when we go to put those slats on, we'll have a little bit, you know, 5/16 of an inch up higher. Then we'll have some cotton batting and then the duck canvas, and that duck canvas gets stretched all the way down over onto this and fixed, and then that drip edge covers the seam from the duck canvas to the metal. And so because of that, it almost looks like the top is like that thick, but you're just seeing the wood section there that's been covered with that duck canvas. So just some more details coming along. I just really wanted to see what this would look like when having these sides on. It gives you a lot more perspective to look at. Let's walk around to the front here. We'll look at it from the inside there. So it just gives you a different idea of how things are closing in and how things are gonna actually look. So get pretty excited. Winter's coming, and so when winter comes, there's not a lot of work that gets done. You can't be outside too much with working on some pieces here and there. So this just keeps me motivated a little bit. But anyways, I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Take care. Thanks for watching.